More. I know it's not Friday on Good Things, it is Thursday, but since I will be on location at the Gaddis McLaurin Mercantile tomorrow, we had to get Miss Tanya T, our in-house movie critic, in today because, wow.
Yeah. It's been a quiet week.
It's been a quiet week. I was almost going to find your number on the HR directory and start texting you around midnight on Sunday night.
I would have been texting right back.
Because we all watch it, obviously, as just viewers talking about the Oscars, right? We were even talking about it last week, how excited we all were to see, which movies walked away or actors, and then, all the controversy that transpired. But for you as a critic who looks at movies a little bit different, looks at actors a little bit different. I mean, what was it like for you seeing it?
Well, after it took me a few minutes to establish that it really happened. I thought it was a prank or something, at first. But once I realized it was a legit slap, after I had time to think about it, I'm just sad. I'm just super sad. And sad for Will Smith because he'll never, ever be, you can't tell me that award's not tarnished for him now, and I'm sad, of course, for Chris Rock, and I'm sad for Questlove, who won the documentary award that was being presented, and I just feel like his moment was totally kind of overshadowed.
Yeah, and even the presenters, the three ladies who were doing such a good job.
Yes, and nobody's talking about them this week, and they did a great job. I thought I know you're never going to make everybody happy, but I thought it was one of the better Oscar ceremonies. I enjoyed the host. I enjoyed the music. I thought it was overall a very good ceremony.
Like leading up to that, all things were pointing good.
Yes. Yeah. And there were no big surprises. I mean, it's like everybody knew what was going to win except Best Picture. Coda won, which I was thrilled. I love that movie. But everybody thought Power of the Dog was going to win. And, it didn't. So that was... Even that moment was still overshadowed by what had happened just an hour prior to. But the interesting thing about it is, it's funny because I started watching the coverage at like noon that day. I mean, I watched the guys screwing in light bulbs on the red carpet. I mean, I watch everything I can, and so it was all about the fashion. And I thought, okay, Kristen Stewart showed up in those shorts, and she probably thought she was going to be the talk of the night. Or Timothy Chalamet shows up with a jacket with no shirt. He probably thought he was going to be the buzz.
Jacket.
Yes. I know. So it was just funny to me that, the things that probably should have been talked about, nobody has even...
10 years from now, though, they'll look back on those fashion faux pas and be like, I am so glad Will slapped the bejesus out of Chris.
Yeah, they're probably already thinking that.
Because that's nowhere really in the record, folks.
Yeah, to me, what they wore wasn't bad. It's just not what you wear to the Oscars.
No, which has always kind of kept its class in some way, which I think is another reason that it just feels a little like... stings, pun intended, is that it was at the Oscars. It's like, what you do on Friday night is not what you do on Sunday church.
Right. Yeah. And the thing about Kristen Stewart is she had been knocking it out of the park all season long. Every award show she looked fabulous, and then she wore shorts to the Oscars. So she got it backwards. She should have done shorts for one of the more casual events.
So there was nothing that shocked you other than that?
No, none of the awards. Now, Best Animated Feature, Mitchell versus the Machines won at the Critics' Choice Award, and Critics' Choice is a very big predictor of what's going to happen at the Oscars. But Encanto won. So I was happy. I loved both movies, and either deserved to win, but I was very happy to see that. And then the big buzz was We Don't Talk About Bruno performance, and that's what I was really looking forward to the most of the night. And then it happened, and it was like, what was that? I mean, it wasn't even the song, so I was a little disappointed.
I agree, and I'd only seen the movie once, and I know many of you have seen that or heard that song on repeat, and I thought, I just don't remember it going like that. It was too much of a remix. I mean, you would think, like, right now, while everything's so fresh and hot, you would want to just give them what they want, which is just a live rendition of the song.
Yeah.
I
And
agree
they
with
changed it up with, Oscar lyrics, but, whatever. And it was very confusing what was going on. But the song nominated from the movie that did not win was performed, and it was beautiful. That Dos Origatas. I thought it was very well done, and it was a nice moment. But Billie Eilish and her brother Phineas won for their James Bond song, which was equally deserving too. It's a great song.
So in the industry, what happens now? Not with Will Smith and whatever, but like what happens in terms of you feel bad for the people who come out this weekend, right? Or is it a fresh season?
Well, it is kind of starting over. One big movie this weekend is Morbius. It comes out tonight. So I haven't had a chance to see it yet with Jared Leto. This is another one of those that has kind of been kicked around because of the pandemic. But I think it's going to be a big movie. It's a Marvel movie. And it's about a guy who tries to cure himself. He's a doctor of a rare blood disease, but instead he injects himself with some form of vampirism.
That would be my luck. That would be my luck. I'd pick the wrong thing off the shelf.
And so this is one of those characters that's good and bad, and he has to find the balance, And Jared Leto is just such I know a lot of people think he's kind of weird or whatever, but he is 100% committed to whatever he does. And there's Matt Smith is in it, Jared Harris. So great cast. So I think it's going to be a really good one to check out. If you do want to get out this weekend and see a movie, pretty much all the Oscar movies have been re-released. So if you missed any, Coda is, that won Best Picture, is an Apple Plus release, but they're actually going to put it in theaters.
Oh, cool.
So that people that maybe don't have Apple or would like to see it on the big screen have a chance. And I highly recommend it. It is a great movie, and it deserved every accolade it got. And that's the other thing that makes me sad is that movie made such history Sunday night, and yet nobody's talking about it,
right.
So.
And you hate that, but maybe they'll get their window of opportunity in other ways. You do feel like there's the good in people trying to reignite conversations that should have been taking headlines that weren't. And I think that's a silver lining. It's like at least people do recognize the cool moments, and they're trying to point that out. I love the Lady Gaga moment at the very.
Oh, wasn't that sweet?
I got you, and she's like, I know.
And that was very sweet.
I thought that was really good. Speaking of. At least movies here. Bruce Willis, I saw where he's retiring.
Yeah, I saw that too, that he's got, has been diagnosed with something that is going to affect his ability to act. And so sad because, they said he did like 11 films last year. And,
one was here in Mississippi.
Yeah, and I think now we know why he did so many is because he, knew he might be running out of time and was just trying to accomplish as much as he could.
Which will make it a little bit sweeter whenever you go, to hopefully watch it and support his works. And then I finally saw, May 27th for Top Gun. We mentioned it yesterday. Really am looking forward. I hope, May's not far away. It's right around the corner.
Yeah, and that's when we're really going to start seeing all the big ones coming out. We'll have a few new releases between now and then, but Memorial Day kicks it off for sure. And everybody seems to be going back to the only in theaters, so that's good.
I don't mind that. I just, once you have your day in the theater, stream it. Like you used to, it would come out in DVD, right? Like it was timed, and it may have been, I don't know, a couple months later. There was a big pause. There was a good reason why you would go see it in the theater, because you had to wait a while to see it or buy it in DVD. But give us streamers something.
And I would think they make more money off streaming because they don't have any costs,
Speaking of streaming, Turning Red.
Oh, yes. I finally did watch it. And, the whole time I watched it, I thought this reads more like a Nickelodeon movie.
And I ruined it for you.
Well, no. I mean, I will say the positive is the fake group Four Town, the boy band in the movie. I loved their songs. I was like, this music is great. And then, of course, the credits roll and it's Phineas and Billie Eilish. I'm like, of course, they
They've
can
kind
do
of
no
found
wrong.
their niche with movies, right?
Yeah.
Not all musicians kind of fall into that route.
Yeah, the thing about them is they seem to be able to crank it out fast,
They're
so that's
young
probably
and don't need as much sleep.
That's exactly it.
All right. Well, next week probably won't be as exciting, but
No.
we'll have something to talk about. So thank you. Y'all stick with us. We got more for you coming up next.